What's your toxic trait that you're proud of? I can make up my mind that I don't care about someone anymore and immediately just stop caring. No build up, no debate, no worrying about if I made the right call. Kind of scary, because sometimes I start to contemplate doing it with everyone and well, I know that's not a good idea. I can disassociate and ignore bad crap. It's like turning on an IDGAF switch. Not really proud of it, but it's useful. Live fast, eat trash. Are you a raccoon? I pick apart and analyze to death everything, person, idea, sentence, whatever. My brain only does rabbit hole deep dives, and this is honestly more satisfying than organized thought for me. So if you don't get any upvotes, will you overanalyze and delete the post? I'll upvote it just in case. I get mad when people make things too complicated for no reason, meaning, I have a trigger that goes off when crap doesn't make sense. It's helped me a lot in my career since I am in IT and can smell BS from a mile away. Note, I don't actually act on my anger anymore, it's just my spidey sense nowadays. I absolutely hate conflict and will go to extremes to avoid it. This makes me come across as super agreeable or just really chill, but actually I often just agree to do stuff I hate because I hate the conflict of refusing things more. I carry so many grudges I have to wear cargo shorts. I assume everyone will betray me or burn me somehow, so I have mentally prepared to cut anyone off at a given time and move on. It's a defense mechanism I wish I didn't have, as I used to be a very open and trusting person, but it just took one too many times of being blindsided by the ones I care about. I'm right there with you. My ability to empathize has taken a huge hit as a result. I actually hate the numbness I live with now, but I can't escape it either. I can only hope it will get better with time. Op should do writing prompts. Just came here to say this is one of the better questions I've seen on this sub. I clean when mad. The more mad, the more cleaning. I clean when stressed. It has helped at parties before. I was at one once when a fight broke out and I just instantly started grabbing cans and recycling, wiping up spills, making the place look nice again. It was a small structure and the action was taking place right outside, so when people came back it was like starting the party all over again, lol. I can function with a criminally low amount of sleep. It's not healthy, but it adds hours to me being able to get things done. It's really helped me career-wise over the years. I draw Homer Simpson's head on pretty much everything. It only takes a few seconds for me to draw a Homer. Reckless generosity, like I'm buying beers for random people I meet at the club when I'm broke and unemployed. I'm helping random strangers, making myself late for important appointments. Having grown up in a toxic home where an abusive parent would negate anything you say or do on a whim because I said, XC, not, XC, and completely deny reality when you come 100% correct, I've gotten excellent at memorizing and transcribing conversations in almost a stenographer way. It means I'm excellent in big idea generating meetings, providing proper credit and ensuring no detail gets lost in the shuffle. It makes me great even when my job is chaotic. It feels like organized and I never forget anything. I've become important to my org because of it. I'm also strong at ensuring agreements don't get forgotten, either by accident or intentional. I obsess over things and it leads to a lot of social anxiety and difficulty focusing in most social situations. It's also, however, led to me finding some deeply meaningful skills and hobbies. My pride. I always think I can do better than what I've made, or that I can do great things if I have the time. I've gotten very good at bouncing people out of my life. Life is too short for BS. I've never once said goodbye at a function outside of direct family. If you look away from me for a minute at a party, there's a 95% chance I've slithered towards the door, avoiding everyone to go home. I just dislike parties and hate goodbyes, so I'm just not gonna do either if I don't have to. The old Irish goodbye. Being pretty straightforward when I don't like someone. I'm not pretending I like someone just because it is offensive or whatever if I don't. I will not admit that I'm incapable of doing something, nor ask for help in doing said thing. Bossman wants me to code several thousand lines, even though I've never printed Hello World? Hell yeah, I'm spending 6 months teaching myself to code. Friend invites me to hike a 4K mountain, even though I'm pitifully out of shape? Training is for the weak, my sheer self-hatred will fuel me. Girlfriend wants me to meet her best friend, sister, father, and boss, in 4 separate meals, over the course of 2 days? Screw my autism, I'm Mr. Socialite, baby. It's a path to a great breadth of skills and experiences outside your wheelhouse, hence my username. It's also a path to burning the dam out constantly. Conversely, I'm quick to admit I don't know something. A less toxic trait I'm proud of. I wouldn't say it's toxic, but it's scary how much I can love someone and never speak to them again. I'm an Olympic gold medalist at procrastination. I thrive under self-inflicted time crunches. I can't perform at a high level without it. I've always had good grades. I'm successful at what I do. I'm proud that my secret hasn't held me back. I also absolutely hate this and wish I could change. If it's a problem today, it'll be a problem tomorrow. And if it's a problem tomorrow, there is no reason to worry about it today. I am militantly aloof. I can work with people for years and never make the slightest bit of connection. I just sort of go about my business. I once worked with a guy for 3 years and never learned his name. Best friend I ever had. We still never talk sometimes. Ron Swanson. I can detach from people pretty easily. Overthinking. A double-edged sword to walk down each possibility. I am really good at lying and like acting, or I hope so. I tell each of my cats that they're my favorite behind each other's backs. I can cut emotional ties with people near instantly, thanks foster care. I'm really good at being alone. Reminder to sort by controversial. I can give people up easily. I don't mind parting ways forever, even if I like you. It's not ideal, but if you don't want to be a part of my life, then honestly I don't want you to be either, making it easy for me to give people up. No tolerance for people's BS. I'm very skeptical, but I've also learned that correcting people doesn't solve anything. Better to keep your mouth shut even if you know the truth, if you want to be a likable person. I refuse to drop a grudge because hey man, that was a long time ago. If you're sorry, prove it. Don't wait a while and just show back up. I can't stand it when people are blatantly inefficient. Especially if their inefficiency causes my work to become delayed. I'm very good at finding ways to improve processes and increase productivity while reducing workload and/or stress. When people do it this way because we do it this way, it drives me insane. I'm generally very bad at hiding my feelings towards people I don't respect. I'm highly suspicious of people. But, I was raised by an abusive narcissist, so my people reading skills are above average. Most of the time, I'm right when I suss out a snake in the group. It makes it hard to make friends, since I always notice the bad sides of people first. But, it is how I've protected myself up until now when I'm finally healing from my trauma, so I appreciate it. Besides, having high standards ensured me all the more that my husband was the right man for me. Having a big ego. It's the only thing that forces my A to achieve things in life. I hold grudges for a very long time and almost never forgive people. I'm not sure it's toxic, but I can often see both sides of situations, so people can feel as though you're constantly playing devil's advocate, which understandably can be very frustrating. I don't voice it in a way that I'm defending the opposite side, but it's more noting the other point of view. I do try to keep it to myself until people ask my opinion, and even then, I just gently point out the other perspective. I will 100% support people who are in the right, but it's mostly those who react a bit more impulsively and with anger that I see both sides more. On the plus side, I try my best to not judgmental at all, so I hope that balances it out a bit. I have a very addictive personality, but I use it to my advantage by obsessing over things that make me money. I have the same addictive personality about money. But only money in MMOs. I'm always richer than mobs of people put together, like many times over. I couldn't care less about making money RL. I hate it, I wish it was the other way around. Holding in my feelings. It's easier than talking about them, and makes my wife's life easier. I find that if I'm not willing to talk about something that bothers me, it's not worth getting upset over in the first place and I let it go. I do have some pretty heated arguments with myself on the way to work sometimes. My anger has gotten me far in life but also held me back. Useful and not so useful. Sarcastic wit. When it comes from a genuine place of vitriol, it's at its funniest, but boy oh boy is it at the cost of healthy relationships. Hyper-competitiveness. It's driven success in my life and kept me in good physical shape. My wife doesn't like playing board games with me though. I've worked on managing this aspect of my character but still allow it to run rampant in certain scenarios. I am literally invisible to the world. I could be at the mall, a party, or even a war zone. I will never be noticed unless I choose to do something drastic to make my presence known. And I've come to love it. I absolutely refuse to tell someone else what to do. As a teacher, it's literally my job, but I'm not about to demand something of another person, no matter how small and powerless they are. The best I can do is tell them why I would do a thing, but that decision-making is their skill to learn. Judging a book by their cover, I usually can tell within the first interaction if I would want to be friends off of a gut feeling. People say it's dumb, but my gut has never been wrong before. I get by most of the time with absolutely zero effort. My chronic never shut the hell up disease. Hey, thanks for subscribing and liking. It really means a lot to me. While you are here, feel free to hop on over to the last video. See you there. Ronnie.